Most people read The Old Man and the Sea as a simple story of a guy who catches a big fish and loses it to sharks. They call it a testament to the human spirit and leave it at that. But if you look at it through the eyes of a polymath, blending physics, economics, and evolutionary biology, the book stops being a fable and starts being a terrifying map of the human condition. Today, we're going to look at the 0.01% insights. Why the line is a nervous system, why Santiago is an economic ghost, and why the ending isn't a tragedy, it's a biological inevitability. Let's talk about the physics of the fishing line. In science, we study tension as a force, but Hemingway treats it as proprioception. When Santiago holds that line across his back, he isn't holding a tool. He is extending his central nervous system 600 feet into the dark water. High-level experts recognize this as a dissolution of the subject-object barrier. In this state, Santiago isn't fishing the marlin, he is the marlin. The lactic acid building up in his cramped left hand is a mirror to the exhaustion in the fish's heart. This is monism, the philosophical belief that there is no other. To kill the fish is quite literally a form of ritual suicide. That is why he calls the fish brother. It's not a metaphor. It's a biological fact of their shared loop. Now, let's look at the economics. Santiago is Salau, the worst kind of unlucky. But look closer. He represents the pre-industrial craftsman in a world of industrial capital. The younger fishermen have motorboats and radios. They have leverage. Santiago only has his own caloric output, his muscles. When he hooks that marlin, he enters a sunk cost trap. He has over-leveraged his only asset, his aging body, on a high-risk commodity. Economically, the sharks aren't just villains. They represent market friction. They are the systemic forces that take their cut of the laborer's work. Santiago achieves the ultimate production, the massive fish, but because he lacks the infrastructure, a bigger boat, to protect his inventory, his profit margin is eaten away until he is left with a skeleton. It's a masterclass in the cruelty of diminishing marginal utility. Biologically, the book is a study of senescence, the process of deterioration with age. Santiago keeps talking about Joe DiMaggio's bone spur. Why? Because he is obsessed with the idea of performing through trauma. In the top tier of psychology, we see this as the Stoic ideal. The sharks are the personification of entropy. In physics, entropy is the inevitable decline into disorder. The marlin is a highly complex, beautiful biological structure. The sharks are the universe's way of breaking that complexity back down into pieces. Santiago's struggle isn't just with fish. He is fighting the second law of thermodynamics. He is trying to keep things whole in a universe that wants to tear them apart. Finally, the philosophy. Everyone sees the Christ imagery, Santiago carrying the mast like a cross. But here is the 0.01% twist. It's a subverted martyrdom. Christ died to save everyone. Santiago suffers and saves no one. He brings back a skeleton that the tourists don't even recognize. Hemingway is making a radical point. Suffering is not a currency. You cannot trade your pain for success or for the understanding of others. The tourists at the end look at the skeleton and think it's a shark. This is the epistemological gap, the idea that your deepest, most soul-crushing experiences are completely invisible to the outside world. To the world, you are just an old man with a pile of bones. So, what is the summary for us? We are raised on the idea that if you work hard and go far out, you'll be rewarded. Hemingway says, go far out if you must, but know that the universe owes you nothing. The victory isn't the fish. The victory is the fact that after being broken, destroyed, and stripped of his prize, Santiago goes to sleep and dreams of the lions. He remains unconquered, not because he won, but because he refused to let the loss change his nature. A man can be destroyed, but not defeated. That's not a pep talk. Knowledge never ends. If this synthesis added value, like and subscribe. Your support fuels these deep dives. Comment with what I should deconstruct next. Thank you for your intellect.